All right, this is the third goddamn time that I've recorded this video. Not the whole thing. I got through like 12, 15 minutes, and then the camera fucked up. So, got to re-go through all this now. But it's a fun movie, doesn't matter. So, Zodiac, of course, you had it. I knew you'd get it because we brought it up recently, or you brought it up. The Dentist by Brian Yuzna from '96. It says Corbin Bernsen doing a excellent role in this. Like, I don't remember this movie too much. I mean, I remember the first half hour, so because I just fucking watched it. But it's a great portrayal of something that can really happen. Like, this could happen. Like, this guy, he's already unstable and very obsessive compulsive. His name's Alan Feinstone, the dentist. Always reminds me of Seinfeld or what's the other one? Anything, shut up. Any type of thing that says, oh, well, no, oh, The Hangover. That, oh, I'm a dentist. Or they say I'm a doctor. I'm like, no, yeah, but you're a dentist. Like, they get so much shit, dentists. But this could happen. Like, your dentist could have a very bad day, and this guy has a terrible one. And he could snap and just go postal on everybody. And that's exactly what happens here. This is such a fun movie. It has a 2.9 rating on Rotten Tomatoes. That seems so low to me. This should be at least a 4, 4.5. Like, it's not a great film, but it's fun as hell. And Corbin Bernsen's performance, like I said, is fantastic. We have Ken Foree in here, who's always fantastic. And yeah, after those 2 attempts, I'm fucking laying down. I'm chilling. Like, anyone finds this channel, don't know how it is, it's how we do. Chill and as insane as possible. It's how we do everything here. So, this is the first Brian Yuzna film that I've talked about on the channel, which is sad because, like, over a year ago, I was going to do Society by Brian Yuzna, and it just never happened. Same with Cronenberg's stuff until recently with him. So we have Stuart Gordon he had a part in writing this. I think he wrote it with like 2 other people. I forget their names. So we have Stuart Gordon here. Like, that's why it's such a great script to me. Like, this has a great script. And there's some funny stuff throughout this movie. So let's talk the dentist, not go to the dentist because who likes the fucking dentist? Especially this guy. You serious? So we open up with Alan in a white light situation. I think he's in a psychiatric hospital by the end, right? Spoilers, by the way. It's always spoilers. But he starts recounting his story of how he got to where he is in the facility at the end. And this guy had a beautiful wife, Linda Hoffman, the actress's name, if I'm correct. I've seen her before. I mean, she does all right here. I mean, the real standout is Bernsen. Like, he does a phenomenal job here. But she does a good job, too. Now, he starts having a real bad day, which happens to be their anniversary. And he ends up seeing his wife blowing the pool guy. And you take one look at this pool guy, the way he's dressed, with bandana and jeans and stuff, he literally has, like, "I'ma fuck your wife" all over him. Like, you would never leave your wife alone with this guy. And then later on, he tails him to a friend's house of him and his wife. And then the guy just walks into her house too. So this guy is getting laid all over the place. This should be a pool guy. The opening score, excellent. I love the score to this movie. It's Alan Howarth. He worked with John Carpenter a lot. Charity the Pumpkin and the whole score, I think, for Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. He's done a lot of stuff, and this is a great theme here. I also love how obsessive compulsive he is. And the way that just, like, he compares his life to teeth. Because teeth are his world. And he ends up, like, just going into these monologues and these thoughts and stuff that, like, it's just like a tooth. Like, over time it decays, and then you need to fix it until it's too late. And it's just like his life is starting to decay. And I don't care for, like, sequences in films where the person in their head, like, murder someone or hurt somebody, and then it snaps back to them, and it was just a thought, they didn't really do it. This is hilarious. Like, she's blowing the pool guy, and he gets his gun, comes out, points it at the pool guy while he's laying down and stuff, and takes his wife's head, who's sucking his dick, and just pushes her head down. And is like gagging her, and like the gun to the guy's face. He's saying, "That's my wife, you piece of crap," or whatever he's saying. And then he shoots him. And then it comes back to him in the house. So they don't know that he sees any of this, but he just saw his wife fucking with another guy. So he already was crazy. Like, this guy from the beginning, like, just his conversation with his wife, he's yelling at her, he's belittling her for the dumbest shit. So it doesn't take a lot to push this guy over the edge, but I mean, this absolutely does. I also think this is just a great portrayal of just how having a loved one cheating on you and betraying trust, how crazy it can get you. If anyone's ever been cheated on, you know exactly what I mean. Like, and it's 100 times worse than his situation when he literally sees it happening in front of him. So, I mean, this could drive anyone crazy, and I love the way they portray that. Like, when he's sitting in his office and the clock's ticking, like, second by second, and he's just in his head completely, and he's looking at the picture of his wife who's laughing at him. "We're all gonna laugh at you." That's all I can think of is Carrie. This is on Tubi, so you know what I always do. Tubi's telling me that you need Febreze in your bathroom, so get on that crap. Alright, this has nothing to do with the movie, but I just saw it. This news. Apparently, there's thousands of dumbasses stuck in Burning Man Festival in the middle of the desert because they were stupid enough to go there when there's supposed to be a big-ass dust storm, so now, like, thousands are trapped. Stupid people. There's a really cool zoom-out shot, pan-out shot, down the hallway when the dentist gets to his office. If I call him the dentist, Alan, whatever. He gets to his office and he's standing in the hallway and it pans back from him. That's a cool shot. Yeah, so this is a great scene when she's talking, the wife, to Alan on the phone. And she is so calm and casual. She's like in a bathrobe. She's smoking a cigarette. It looks like she just finished fucking the pool guy. That's exactly how she looks. She's like, she doesn't even have a care in the world or think that he suspects her in the slightest. She is so nonchalant here about everything she's doing. But great dialogue between the two of them. And she says to him, like, "Are you in one of your moods?" It seems like this guy's always in a mood. Always in the same ready to snap mood. And now he's done it. He snapped. And again, he's looking at the pictures, him and his wife's friend, and her and the wife's friend, and they're both laughing at him. "We're all going to laugh at you again." And then, so funny, when they hang up on each other, and she says to herself, "Asshole," and he says to himself, "Bitch." So funny. This is a great scene. And there's some good tension here, too. They have the kid, like, it's his first time at the dentist. He's like a young kid. And his mom walks him in and says, like, "I'll hold your hand." And the dentist said, "I'm just going to take a look at your teeth. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going crazy or anything." And this kid, so sweet, and he's sitting there and he's doing fine, and then he goes into this hallucination, and he's like, he starts saying stuff out loud, and the mom's like, "What are you talking about?" He starts saying, if I kick her out, like, she'll take every penny I have. And then he goes into this hallucination sequence, and he's seeing all his teeth, this kid's teeth, as decayed beyond belief. They are so fucking disgusting looking. Like, the teeth that they use for this hallucination, oh, they are so nasty. But you just feel that something's happening to this kid soon. And then during that hallucination, he slips while he's checking his teeth, and he hooks into his mouth and causes him to start bleeding from the mouth and stuff. This kid's freaking out. He's never going to a goddamn dentist ever again. And and the mom takes him out, and they go walking out of the place. And I love the girl with the braces. Like, she's waiting there all day to get her braces off finally. She even says earlier that she has a party planned, like a braces removal party that she's planning that night, and she just can't get these braces off because this guy's a lunatic. I mean, the dentist, Alan, he's a total prick. Like, I've said this, but he also shoots a dog. Like, it is out of self-defense, like he was going to get ripped apart, but still, man, you don't shoot a dog. And that's where the great Ken Foree steps in. It's detective, and he sees they found the body of the dog that was shot. Poor puppy. Also, how many times, how long have all his workers worked for him? None of these people, I mean, yeah, they're looking at him like he's a little nuts, but no one is just like taking him to the side and saying, listen, I know you, like, I've worked for you for 10 years, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you are not yourself, like, you need to go home now. Like, no one says this at all. So, I don't get it. This dentist place, it's got a rainforest room. That's exactly what it sounds like. Calming room with the sounds of a rainforest. Guy does all right. Man, Mark Ruffalo looks real young in this. Like, I know this is 96, but I feel like he looks a lot younger than I would have taken him for in 96. Like, he looks young. But he has a small part. I don't know why he's the second name in billing on this film. Oh, also, I think it's hysterical that earlier on when the kid got his mouth started bleeding, got stabbed, and the mom were leaving, the girl with the braces that's waiting there all day, she says, I remember my first time at the dentist, I bit him. And then the secretary says, we charge extra for that. Great line. There's a lot of opera music in this movie. It starts the film, pretty sure it ends the film, during this total scene that is only here to show off some tits. He's got the patient, the blonde woman in the chair, and she's afraid of needles. Says that she has a cavity they got to fix like right away. He's going to inject her with the anesthetic. She's like, I can't do needles. He's like, you ever do nitrous oxide? Hippie crack, as they called it. And he starts having hallucinations that it's his wife. And she's like, her tits are out and everything. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying the only reason it's here is for that. And I'm fine with it. So during that whole hallucination, he starts groping the actual patient. Pulls her pantyhose down, unbuttons her shirt. And then she comes out. He starts choking her. And then thinking it's his wife. And then he realizes, like, snaps out of it. Says, oh my God. He doesn't seem like he's too upset about it either, but he's trying to cover it up, and he's telling her, just lie down, you had a reaction to the nitrous oxide, you gotta lay down, just please, like, let me take care of you. And he's trying to, like, button her shirt back up without her knowing. It's getting nuts. Mark Ruffalo is like, he says it's her agent, or that she's his client, but yet they're together, so they're fucking each other, I guess, I don't know, but he ends up, like, telling him, like, she's having a bad reaction from the nitrous oxide. Don't worry, everything's fine. Like, maybe come inside, both of you. And I guess maybe he was going to kill both of them, but then he sees that her shoes and pantyhose are right on the ground in the office. And he's like, you know what? Some fresh air might be a little better for her. And then one of his assistants ends up finding the pantyhose. So now he's in some shit, man. Tubi wants me to tell you to go get an electric car. It's been how long since they've had those? 20-something years. When people are going to realize the government controls the oil and shit like that? They ain't switch it to electric. Come on. Then we got this, like, weird subplot. It's so short. But this IRS agent who calls at the beginning of the house, like, he works for the beginning of the house, the beginning of the movie, he calls the house and says, that he needs work done and stuff. So he's blackmailing the dentist to get free dental services and, like, forgetting about all the tax issues he has. That's so weird. This is funny. So then Mark Ruffalo's character, he comes back into the office. So I guess, like, she came out of it and she realized what happened, or he realized the pantyhose was missing, or something like that. She did. He comes in and he just punches him right in the face. The dentist. He hits the ground like a sack of dirt. It is so funny. I cracked up when I first saw that. And then he starts saying, like, we're suing you. And he tells the whole office and stuff, this guy's a sicko, he's a pervert. Like, we're suing you, we'll see you in court. You don't want to call the cops or anything, obviously. Like, crazy scene. And then right after that, after he gets punched in the face, the IRS guy says to him, man, this is really not your day. That's hilarious. He also has an opera room. And he loves opera, but the room's gorgeous. The way it's shot, the lighting and everything, with the blue light for in the window and everything, Looks really, really good. And this is his wife, right? He has his wife here because she asks, how many pills did you take? So yeah, he's getting his wife into the dentist chair. I don't know about this. Yeah, it's the wife, and she comes in. This is his anniversary gift to her, giving her a cleaning. I mean, I know he's trying to just get her in the chair so he can kill her and mess with her. He pulls all her teeth out, right, by the end. I don't know. This bitch is that stupid to get in a dentist chair, knowing that she's cheating on him. And she doesn't think it's in the least bit suspicious that the one thing he wants to do on their anniversary, instead of like going to dinner, have a nice little romantic time, is to put her in a dental chair. Come on, man. She doesn't think of this. Like, her character's so stupid. Told you. Because as soon as she gets in that chair, he just puts something, wraps it around her neck and stuff, puts the gas on, the nitrous, and just knocks her out. Like, she should not have gotten in that chair, is the whole point. Could you imagine getting all of your teeth extracted? Oh, that's like one of the worst fates, I would think. Like, where you still get to live, but like, that's what happened to you. You got all your teeth taken out. That's scary, man. And just this whole idea of like I said, of the dentist snapping. No one likes the dentist. We're all anxious, at least, when we go to the dentist. They play on that anxiety so goddamn well in this movie. And then, yeah, he starts extracting her teeth. And it's hard to watch, man. Like, he's yanking at it, pulls it out, and blood looks really good, but just, it's hard to watch. All right, there's some great camera work here in the scene, and I'm not surprised because, well, one, I've seen this movie, but two, it's Brian Yuzna. When he comes home, and after he gets questioned by Ken Foree and Detective Sunshine is the name of his partner. I don't know. Detective Sunshine? I guess, whatever, I'll take it. Gibbs, I think, is Ken Foree. And they're asking him about the dog being killed, but they don't say anything about the dog. They just said, did you or your wife hear anything? He says that he'll ask his wife when she wakes up. They leave. He goes outside. The pool guy's there. And then you see the wife on one of the, what the hell, the little lay down things by a pool. I mean, it's a chair, but you know what I mean, like a recliner kind of. And she has all her teeth taken out. And then he sees it, the pool guy. And then he just gets his throat cut. And I love the camera work. It's all from top-down angles. So you see him just like slashing at him repeatedly. He says, I said, call me doctor. And he's slashing, blood spraying to the side. Looks really, really good. And then he finally just stabs him in the heart or something, and he ends up dying. Takes the knife, throws it into the pool, and that's a cool shot too. The knife like coming down real fast into the water. Really, really cool stuff in camera work here. And then, goddamn, finally, somebody speaks up to this dentist. He's in the room with the friend of the wife, and he starts like using a powerful saw and like fucking her tooth up completely. And the assistant who found the pantyhose, she says, "Doctor, can I talk to you for a second?" And takes him to the side and stuff. Finally, like it took this long. It took what, like 2-3 days for anyone to see how wrong this guy is acting, how it's not himself. I don't know, man. So side note. During the Tubi ads, I'll spare you. It's nothing life-changing. We have to add Dr. Giggles, that film, to the list. Now that I'm watching a dentist movie. That's the other killer dentist movie. So Dr. Giggles, added to the list. So then that assistant finally has the balls to step up and show the pantyhose and everything. Said, like, what did you do to that patient? And the IRS guy's still on his ass. He comes back, the IRS dude, in the chair, and he's messing with him, and he's basically torturing this guy. He's torturing his mouth. And then the assistant, he ends up strangling with the pantyhose, strangles the shit out of her. And then his other assistant, he just takes a needle full of air and just sticks it in her neck, kills her. Like, this isn't your traditional slasher movie, of course, but it always falls under that category. To me, it's more just like a character study of just like a demented fucking dentist. Alright, so Detective Gibbs and Detective Sunshine end up going back to the dentist's house, and they find the pool guy Matt. He has an actual name. Dead. And then they just break into the house and they find the wife still alive, tied to the bed, all the teeth missing. It looks really crazy. Great scene. Let me tell you something. The kill on the IRS guy, probably my favorite kill in the movie. And again, this isn't a gory film really or anything like that. It doesn't have great kills. This is why it's not really a slasher, like a full-on slasher to me. Plus, this is the late 90s. It's not your average 80s slasher or anything like that. It's very unique, this film. And that's part of its charm. Like, the same with the sequel. Like, I don't remember it really much at all. But I know I enjoy it, because these are just fun films, man, to watch this guy just go nuts and lose his mind and just taking it out on these patients. But when he puts it's like a vice into the IRS guy's mouth, and he starts twisting it to fucking break his jaw open, that's fantastic. What a great idea. Great kill. Interesting. I wonder if this is still true, like today. But because I'm pretty sure I've heard this. But Ken Foree's character says that, like, you ever hear that dentists have the highest suicide rate of any profession? I've heard something like that. Somebody, if you know, like, if it's still like that today, if they have, like, one of, if not the highest suicide rates, let me know, because that's interesting. I wonder why. Like, I'm really trying to think of a reason why dentists. Maybe it's just all the disrespect they get from actual doctors. Also, you got to give this film credit for the whole theme throughout this movie of cleansing the mouth and stuff like that. And she cheated on him by blowing the pool guy, so her mouth is unpure, and that's his main mission through everything he does with all of these patients. He's trying to cleanse their mouths. Like, that's clever as shit too. So, girl who has been waiting forever to get her braces off finally gets them off. And it's cool, too, that, like, he at first doesn't try to mess with her because she has great teeth now. Like, she had her braces on. He's proud of his work there. And he doesn't have that same urge, like, because she has a pure mouth. Like, there's a lot of great stuff in here. Or maybe she doesn't. Maybe she was blowing the same pool guy the day earlier. So then we get a cool chase sequence with Sarah, the no more braces chick. And then the cops show up at the office, but he escapes in time. So now they're after this dude. And I love the fact that he's still wearing his gloves after leaving the office while he's driving the car. Small little detail. I absolutely love that. So he escapes, and then some time goes by, and now he's a dental instructor at a school or some shit. I don't know how he got in there. No one recognizes him, like nothing. Like, his face wouldn't be national news, and none of that makes sense. But then he's telling them all to extract their patient's teeth. And, like, he's just still lost, like, completely mentally. And he pulls his gun out and points it at all the students. Says, like, I said, extract now. And no one does it. They all just get under the tables and stuff. And then the detectives found him. And they come in and they end up, he runs away, he escapes. He eventually gets caught and he ends up in a psychiatric hospital. And then we get a great ending here. He's in the psychiatric hospital, and the two of the orderlies take him to get work done on his teeth, and it's his wife. And the effects look great with all her teeth missing and stuff. Her mouth looks completely screwed up, and it looks fantastic. And then she starts drilling his teeth and, like, working heavily on him, and that's how it ends. Such a great movie. It's so much fun. There's a lot of cool themes throughout this. Like I said, with the OCD of his character, the performance by Corbin Bernsen is fantastic here. Some of the kills are inventive, even though, like I said, there's not a lot of gore or anything like that. Like, there's still cool ideas, especially the fucking jaw rip apart and taking all their teeth out. So much great stuff in this movie, just like most of Brian Yuzna's stuff, and anything that Stuart Gordon has a part in writing or directing. But that's The Dentist. The Dentist 2, I don't even remember if they pay, like, attention to the continuity. because according to the end of this, his mouth and teeth should be totally fucked up. And I'm pretty sure he's just fine in the sequel. He escapes the asylum somehow. I don't know how that works. But we'll find out when we do the dentist too. Alright guys, hope everyone's having a great morning, afternoon, night, whatever it is, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care everyone, love you.